connected to the Word of God. Amen. Amen. I was. Have anybody in here ever been dealing with something? You're trying to process something. God is giving you something, but you're trying to understand it. Sometimes when God is speaking, we have to learn to connect the dots. And sometimes in connecting the dots, we have to be in the right place at the right time. So Wednesday night, I was not teaching Wednesday night. Elder Spade was. And so on the very few occasions where I get to chill and don't have to preach or teach, it does not mean I don't have to study or get before the Lord. Because you never know what may come, and the Bible encourages us to always be ready. So I was sitting in the back, and I had been processing some stuff that the Lord had given me, sharing. And then Elder Spade, with her anointed self, did something so deep. It was so deep and so simple. And some of y'all won't see the depth in it until I finish. But she just walked past me, handing out some documents for Bible study. Yeah. Now, I had already had the message. I just didn't understand how it was going to come together. So she passed out these documents from this book. Yeah. From this book. Yeah. And the Lord said, there it is. And see, this is one of those topics where it's going to be sensitive, and it's not going to be one of them messages where you got to look at your neighbor. This is one of them messages where you want to put a mirror up and look at you. And it was my goal. I wanted to put a few mirrors up right here so that y'all looking at me, but you're really looking at yourself. Oh my God. Because this is some stuff that we don't do. It's something we've forgotten to do. And it's easier to blame anybody else for my downfalls. And it's easy to blame somebody else for my failures in life. It's easy to blame somebody else for the things that happened to me. But she passed me this document, and the title of the book that the document came from, which is my title this morning, is Self-Confrontation. Oh, self-confrontation. Self-confrontation. When I gotta stand in the mirror all by myself and confront me. Right. Tammy, I found out this is not easy. No, it's not. Because here is the caveat to this. The moment I have the gall to confront myself and accept myself. And here is the part 3. Forgive myself. Can I just walk the floor for a few minutes? Self-confrontation is described as one revealing truths to himself. See, we can tell part the truth because the thing we want to do is to soothe our flesh. Gotta make me feel good about what I did. I gotta make myself feel good about who I really am. Then I gotta justify why I'm like that. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you, man, self-confrontation, it don't taste good when you know the truth. But when I tell myself the truth, God adds bricks and mortar to my character. He builds my character because he makes me stand tall, because this is when he's picking me up out of the muck and the mire and placing my feet on a rock. That's right. I can preach like this because I have confronted myself. Woo! I'm preach like old black Pentecostal pastor. Self-confrontation. Woo, it ain't cute. But it has its advantage.
Yes, I do.
Self-confrontation. I found out that self-confrontation comes in 3 stages. Because you are 3 people. It comes in 3 stages. I'm going to prove it in the word in a minute. It comes in 3 stages. First, you have to confront your flesh. Then you have to confront your soul. Then you have to confront your spirit.
Me, myself, and I.
It's the me, myself, and I. And I want to know why I failed at some things. And the moment I confronted myself, I found that I was part to blame. So I had a moment yesterday, y'all, where we were cleaning up. We did a deep cleaning yesterday. And, which I was so grateful because I'm very rarely home on a Saturday. I was home all day. Thank you, Jesus. And I was sharing some of this with Cam, and I said, you know what? I got a confession. I had a confession. And sometimes the biggest confession, Brother Bob, is the one to the spouse. Because you don't want to be looked at differently. So I had an issue a few years ago when I confessed. I said, you know what? This message made me do. You know what the Lord made me do? The Lord took me back a couple of years ago. Let me look inside that situation and say, now, look at this. Tell me where you contributed to this. And I'm like, God, why we got to go back in the past? Why we got to go back in the past? I thought we was over this. I thought we was past this. Come on, God, don't make me. He said, no. I'm trying to deliver you.
All right.
Because it's easy to tuck stuff in the back of your mind and claim you forgot about it. But it keeps coming up over and over again in little spectacles. You haven't been delivered from it. Things that you're delivered from, you can easily forget about it. How did God birth this? He said, son, now you're getting the rules to forgive and forget.
Okay.
He said, the reason I can forgive you and forget about it is because I have delivered me from it.
Amen.
I said, ooh. I haven't delivered me from it. I delivered me from what you did. This is how I can throw what you did in the lake of forgetfulness and see Jesus in you. Oh my God. Because if I never repent from it, he'll always see it.
That's right.
If I never repent from it, if I never stop doing it, he'll never see me delivered from it. He'll never see the real Christ in me.
Come on now.
He'll just see blurbs of Christ. And I don't want to show God blurbs of Christ. I don't want my Christ. What's that one when you put? I don't want to Snapchat it. Where it's there for a minute and then it goes away.
That's good.
But I need a real forgiveness. The real forgiveness from God, it is totally dependent upon me forgiving myself.
Amen. That's right.
So you look at the flesh. So you ask yourself 3 questions. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? I stepped so far from who I really am. And I have to now confront my flesh, and I stand in the mirror and say, now why did we do this? And then now I'm standing there saying, you know why I did it? I did it because I had a love of money. At one point, I become money driven. I become money hungry. So I'm going to miss work. I'm going to miss church because they got overtime. I'm going to miss church because they keep calling me in. I'm going to miss church to get a few extra minutes. I'm going to miss church. I'm missing all the fellowships because my flesh is saying we need that money. And then I stood there and I said,
That's the truth. That's right.
Then it even got to the point where you stand in the mirror like this.
done that. Yeah.
Everybody looking with one eye.
Yeah. I done that. Yeah.
And the reason why God allow you to do the halfway thing because you're halfway there.
Wow.
And so now my flesh becomes delivered. And then he said, no, come back. Now look yourself in the eyes. Like come closer to the mirror. Where the mirror is now like this. And then God says, now ask your soul. Why did you let him pull you into it? Did you let the flesh pull you into this? And then that's when you got to tear that thing up and go, well, my soul is made up of three things. I got to now account for my will, my emotions, and my intellect. Because intellectually, I was smart enough not to do that.
You really
I was smart enough not to do that. Oh, I was smart enough not to do that.
Right.
Emotionally, my desires were misplaced.
Okay.
This is how Eve was so easy, Adam was so easily can point the message to Eve because his desires were misplaced. Oh, so now I gotta account for why did you let him pull you into this? Because God asked Adam, why did you do this? Well, Lord, it was that woman. What is this you have done? See, he had to deal with all three elements. He dealt with the man because he blamed the woman, so he dealt with the woman because she blamed the serpent, so he dealt with the serpent.
Right.
Yeah.
3 stages of self-confrontation. But I don't want to talk about Adam and Eve. I want to take you to a confrontation that we talk about it all the time, but we very rarely dig into how he had 3 stages of self-confrontation. And sometimes people who commit suicide can't handle self-confrontation. This is why it's easier to get out. I'm gonna kill myself right here. It's easier because I can't face who I really am. Talked to a man the other day who was raped in prison, and he said, Pastor Cal, I'm trying so hard to be a man. He said, but unless you've been raped, you will never understand it. He said, women handle rape differently. But for a man to be raped in jail over and over and over again and then be pushed back out to society and be told to go be normal. Jesus. He said, man, it's hard out here.
Lord.
He said, I don't like men, but I don't have no desire for women either. Because I'm going to have to tell this woman my secret.
Jesus.
I see that.
I'm standing there going, how do I minister to you?
Jesus.
And so I had to share with him self-confrontation.
That's right.
I said, brother, what you need is deliverance. First, forgive yourself.
Yeah.
It's not like your flesh had to participate, but it's not like your soul and spirit was willing. So you got to forgive yourself. But there's a man in the Bible who just couldn't handle seeing what he had really become.